welcome to an all-new edition of the Golden Standard, the official comic book review series of the Golden Age 1942, Blount County's #1 source for comics, gaming, collectibles, and so much more. My name is Chuck, and today we're taking a look at Betty Page. Not like that. It's the new Betty Page comic book miniseries from Dynamite, also known as The Secret Diary of Betty Page. Now, some of you out there might be asking yourself, who's Betty Page? And before I read this comic, I had a general idea of who Betty Page was. I knew she was a 50s pinup girl, but I didn't really know that much about her. Born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, Betty Mae Page moved to New York City as a young adult during the 1950s to pursue an acting career, but eventually gained fame and notoriety as a model and pinup girl. She became known as the Queen of Pinups with her vivacious good looks, piercing blue eyes, jet black hair, and her trademark bangs. Now, over the years, Page would become a liberating sex symbol of her era and a pop culture icon. Her look would inspire many artists for years to come, such as fashion designers, filmmakers, and, of course, comic book artists. She even served as inspiration for the late great Dave Stevens, who created a love interest based on Page for his character, the Rocketeer. The new comic, written by David Avallone, featuring art by Colton Worley, tells a fictionalized tale of the 50s bombshell, claiming to be a journal found amongst her possessions, containing classified information about Page's life as a secret agent for the government. Now, what's cool about this book is they've basically taken a pop culture icon, highlighted everything fascinating about her, and painted her against a backdrop of elements of sci-fi that were popular during the 1950s. I mean, her adventures feature everything from an evil genius with a mind control device to flying saucers, giant scorpions. So what you have is not just a fun story, but sort of a unique tribute to 1950s pop culture. I mean, you basically have a 1950s pinup girl versus 1950s sci-fi. Now, the story is supposed to be from her personal journal entries, so at times it's a little dialogue heavy, much like a journal entry would be. But as far as the writing goes, it has a very sort of sassy, kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of humor to it. The artwork does a great job of telling this story and illustrating it very well, and does a really great job of capturing sort of the mood and the atmosphere of each scene, especially the weird and the strange ones. I have to say they do a fantastic job of capturing her likeness and the images in these books. Not just so much her physical likeness, but in my opinion, her spirit as well. In reading up on Betty Page, I found out that one of the reasons she was so successful as a model and as a pinup girl was due to her lack of inhibition. I mean, she was fearless. She didn't care to do anything that was asked of her by the photographer. And that really is sort of exemplified in this book. She sort of finds herself in these perilous situations, and she's not afraid to tackle them head on without fear. I would recommend this book to our young adult and adult readers. It's not really risque. I mean, I know it's this scantily clad pinup girl going on these adventures and everything, and there's not really any language in it. There's a little bit of violence, but one of the main reasons I would recommend this is because you have not just an entertaining character, but you have a strong female lead character. I know that's something as audiences we're desperately seeking more of in film and television as well as comics nowadays. So that's definitely what you have here. I mean, Betty is a free spirit. She's not afraid to tell it like it is with some of that southern sass. And she's brave. She's smart. She uses her beauty as well as any preconceived notions that people may have about her to her advantage to kind of be kind of tricky and get out of these sticky situations and whatnot. It's really kind of cool to see. Betty Page is currently in its 6th issue, and we have all 6 issues available here at the Golden Age 1942. One of the cool things about this book is Dynamite has released several variants of each issue, and we have a few of those here in the store. If you're looking for a particular one, be sure and let us know. We'll go to the back to see if we have it. If we don't, we will order that for you. But you can read all the adventures of Betty Page right here at the Golden Age 1942. This has been another edition of the Golden Standard. Be sure to leave your comments below and tell us what you thought of this review, and tell us if you're reading Betty Page, or tell us what you're reading if there's anything you'd like for us to review next. Until next time, we hope you see you in the store. God bless. See ya.